Are you concerned that the power that a wind farm makes doesn't stay local? You and I have an insatiable appetite for electricity. Come with me and we'll look at the issues relative to wind farms and the communities that they serve. This is the Windfarm Guy. Hi, this is Dennis Stout and thank you for joining me for this episode of the Windfarm Guy. Today we're going to look at where does the power go. I get asked pretty regularly, just where does the power go? Maybe someone may say I don't like it because the power doesn't stay local and it goes somewhere else. And let's look at that honestly, okay? If the electricity is generated here in a wind farm from a wind turbine and it's generated here and then it is sold elsewhere, doesn't that make it an export? And isn't an export a good thing? Because what an export does is it sells whatever the product is to someplace else. That money comes to the local community and is then used in the local community. I mean, it's a good thing to produce something locally and then sell it locally. And that is, you have money that is changed from this hand to this other person's hand, and that's a good thing, that's business. But if you can take that same product and sell it elsewhere, you're taking money from another community, another part of the country or world, and bringing that money home, and then you can use that money to buy and sell, buy things here, and that actually adds to the economy here locally, and that's a good thing. Wind farms are that electricity is exactly the same. Yeah, I know the wind companies make the money when they sell the electricity, but those same wind farm companies are the ones that pay the landowners their royalties or rent or whatever the case is, and they also pay the taxes for the project, and so it truly is an export as it's bringing that money from elsewhere to the local community. Second thing I want to point out is it's really kind of an unreasonable expectation to expect that whatever you generate here needs to stay here. Let's put that in some other context. Let's say you're a farmer, you produce whatever crop, and do you only sell that to the local people? Do you only sell that to the local restaurants or market or whatever? Of course not. It's loaded up on trucks and sent away, and who knows where it all goes. Or let's say you're a local manufacturer. Same thing. Do you sell it locally? No, it's loaded up on trucks and sent away. Certainly some of those will stay locally, but the bulk of it is sent away. Same thing with a wind farm. But let's look at what's actually happening with the electricity. You need to understand the transmission line that a wind farm is tying into, it's already here. That T-line already exists. The wind farm has no control over where it goes. It exists. They can't say, well, I don't like it going there. You need to build a new T-line and make it go over here. That's not going to happen. Look at it this way. Consider it like a river, the Mississippi River, for example. Let's say you put your products on a barge in St. Louis on the Mississippi River. Now that barge can go up and down the river, and it can go different places. It can go to Memphis, for example, because Memphis is on the river. But it can't go take that product to, say, Nashville, because Nashville is not on the river. And so you need to understand that the electricity that is generated in a wind farm is much the same. We tie it, it's tied into the transmission line, and it goes where the transmission line goes. Electricity is somewhat like water or natural gas or something like that in pipelines. It follows the path of least resistance. And so once the electricity is put on the line, it goes to where the demand is. So if the local community is tied into that same line, if they're using their electricity, there's local demand, some of that electricity, some of those electrons will go to there. If there's no local demand, it will go down the road, maybe to the next city, or even further down the road. It will go to where the demand is. That's just the way electricity works. And so the electricity is generated here, goes to a transmission line, and then goes to where the demand is. Yes, wind farms generate electricity. They generate more electricity than your local community can use typically. And so the rest of it will need to be exported. That's just the reality of it. And depending on the T-line, it may all be exported. But it's still, those exports are great for the local economy because it's bringing money from elsewhere, from other places, to the local economy. So it's a good thing. This is Dennis Stout, and I'm the Windfarm Guy. Thank you for watching. Working together, we can make good energy decisions and save our planet. I am the Windfarm Guy.